Alright, Quentin, hopefully you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me. I want to just make sure that I did turn the microphone on because we're about to get started. Okay, great. Just want to make sure. I usually leave the setting on, so whenever I start a stream, it's always on. So if I don't want to use the mic, I just unplug the microphone. Because I never remember if I actually plug the microphone on or not. Alright, so it seems we're about to get started. Alright guys, so welcome along then to the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're here with PGL Esports League. It's been quite a while. I'm supposed to be streaming for this league, but the time is just always not there. So predictions for today, you're asking? I'm not so sure. I mean, I do know quite a few guys from the league because I do race in other leagues. So I've seen them driving. A lot of really fast guys in the leagues, and I think even some of the drivers I'm not familiar with, they'll be pretty good. As a lot of the names here I am recognizing. So 18 drivers in this session should be pretty good ones. So we're doing a short qualifying and then getting straight into a 50% race. Damage is on full right now, so that should make things a lot interesting, well, really interesting for this track, to say the least. And let's see what tires these guys are going to be qualifying on to work out on strategy here. That's going to be a pretty interesting play. Hopefully everyone makes it through qualifying, and hopefully everyone makes it through the race. We would like to see a clean race today. Good luck to all the drivers. And so let's see, we have a few cars getting out on track now, as they're going to be doing their out lap, warming the tires up, and then trying to get a hot lap started. Hopefully these guys don't invalidate it. I mean, this is Bahrain. Oh, and Birusha has joined. I usually call him Beer. Yeah, so Bahrain being a very fast-paced track, there's some pretty interesting corners. Most interesting, I always say, it's turn 1 and turn 10 for me. It's always interesting to see how drivers, try and take those corners to save time and try to avoid invalidating their lap. So let's get on board with someone. So we're just going to follow Deckerman in his Williams around for the moment, as we do have, look how many of these cars are going to be getting out. So 18 drivers in the session. The track is going to get quite busy in the 18 minutes that we have left. Just about 16 and a half minutes left now. So there's only so much of time that you actually have to get out on track and post some fast times in. And if you need to come on back again, you're going to have to just try and work your way and do that as well. So let's see what kind of strategies are going to be playing out. So some of these cars are running on medium, some of them are running on soft. So that's going to tell us exactly what these guys want to start the race on, especially if they can make it into the top 10 at least, and then just go for it here. And also once again, since it'll be, I think this is probably the first race from 2020 I'm doing for PGL Esports, so if I do get anyone's PSN name wrong, please do forgive me. I sometimes do get that wrong going. So let's see, from the top coming down, we don't have any positions posted as yet, as no one has yet made a time. So we got Scotty, we got Johnny, we got Irish, very familiar with him, Sanat, very familiar with him as well. We got GS20, we got Will, Maddie, Mikey, Joel, Deckerman, I've seen him race before. Mr. Rage, Birusha, we've seen him race. James, I've seen him race before. Tang, Beefy, seen him in a lot of race against him as well. Pretty fast guy. Ghost Rider there. Liam, Captain Infinity, and Jay Hartnell. So just a few of these riders, I have driven with them before. I know they're pretty clean, they're pretty fast. It's really interesting to see how this session plays out. So Decrement is currently on his hot lap going through sector 2. So we're just going to keep to him as he does finish a hot lap. Hopefully he doesn't mess it up even if he's listening to the stream, as we're putting just some pressure on him to see what kind of good time he can get. The last race I did see Decrement in, he did perform pretty well in qualifying, and even in the race there did a good job with his driving. So let's see if he can bring that back here at Bahrain again for PGL. So we have Joel so far. Oh, and GS, well, GS20 takes away pole position right now, professional pole position with a 126.2. Joel is in P2 with a 126. Oh, and it keep moving, so we're just gonna let that move for a while, as sometimes are gonna start to be posted. Let's see where Decrement goes, as he's about to come across the line, and he goes in P4 with a 127.3. For now, we're gonna just let some times start to be posted, as these guys are pushing pretty hard. Let's get back to someone who is running. So fastest lap so far is Will with a 124.9. That's a pretty fast lap, with GS leaving, standing there in second now with a 126.2, almost 2 seconds slower. And Mikey a 127, Joel a 127.1, Decrement 127.3, Captain Infinity a 128.1, and Ghost Rider comes in with a 128.5. We got Johnny Stokes still on an outlap going in a Red Bull. Irish still in pits, Sanat, Matty, Mr. Rage, and B all still in the pits. Jay as well, just looking on what's going on out on track. Probably just allowing these guys to warm the track up just a little bit for them, as they're going to be getting out here pretty soon to set their time. I think James might be on his hot lap. Let's follow him around and see how he does. I think that graphic might be stuck at the bottom of the screen saying GS has the fastest lap when it currently is Will. As they do continue around the track, just give me 1 second. I just need to get off stream for just about 30 seconds just to set something. And that was a pink Mercedes spinning it. Just to make sure we don't have any excessive audio going on. I just have to create this, and that should do it. And we get back on going now. So let's see how these guys are running here now. We have Liam. I haven't seen him drive as yet, driving a Ferrari. He is yet to post a time. He's running on medium, so let's see what kind of time he's gonna bring in. I think Beefy, oh, he's still in the pits. Someone else is currently, oh, okay, that was Johnny. So Johnny Stokes coming around the final turn here now. Let's see what kind of time he's gonna get in, and if he can keep it in the top 5, maybe, hopefully for him, because a majority of the grid is yet to post a time. And let's see, he does come in 8th with a 128.8. Gonna need to improve on that if he really wants to keep it up there, because it does seem fast times are the 126 and 7s at the moment, and we still have a lot of these fast guys I know of in this session yet to post any sort of lap time here. As I see, they're all still sitting in the pits. I see Jay Hartnell is now out on track. He's going to be trying to get a time in. I think Beer might be on a lap, or he's probably just messed that up. I'm not sure as yet, but he is running. I don't think he's running a pretty good lap at the moment, so he might not be using this lap as a hot lap. He's running pretty slow, so definitely not. Let's see who else is out here. Jay is currently on his out lap going, running in a Williams. Gonna follow him around just a little bit. Does have a little bit of traffic in front of him at the moment. Hopefully that car will just let him by, not to hold him up. Alright guys, I did just go off screen for just a few seconds. Let's see if we missed anything. So Jay might have messed his lap up. Let's see who else is out there. Tang is currently on an out lap going. So James and Beer should be on hot laps here right now, as we're going to follow Beer around. And that I think he's driving AlphaTauri. Yeah, he is. So let's see what kind of time he's going to bring in. He's a pretty fast guy. Usually he does some pretty fast time. So I'm quite interested to see how this plays out, especially in terms of the strategies, because there's quite a mix of strategies going on between softs and hards right now. Also guys, so everyone watching the screen, thank you guys for joining on. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. It does help us out a lot, you know, in terms of getting more viewership in terms of these league races. If we want to get as much people watching as we can. Also, if you want to, you feel free to share the stream link to your social media anywhere you would like to share it, so we can get as much people watching as we can. I don't force anyone to do it. It's all up to you. You guys usually do it, and I know a lot of people come on the chat and sometimes support different drivers, so it's a lot of fun usually to see that happening as well, to see drivers having support from you know, friends and family, from, you know, guys from other leagues and stuff. So that's a lot of fun to have it there. So we have a lot of times posted. Jay did not make a pretty good time. He made a 147.3. He's going to have to improve on that. As Beer moves up to P4 at a 126.5. Will is still out in front right now with a 124.9. GS holding P2 with a 126.2. Mikey with a 126.5. And Beer with a 126.578. A few thousandths of a second separates Mikey and Beer in P3 and 4 there. And someone just went up. Mr. Ray just went up into P2, pushing the guys down. Now he's at 125.8. The only 125 we have, and Will having the only 124. So some pretty good times. And Tang is out of the race. Didn't set a lap time. So too bad to see that happening. As Beefy is now on his hot lap, we're going to have a look at him as he does go on his hot lap in just a bit. Maddie here, Maddie Rob has just invalidated his lap, so that's out for sure. He's going to have another go in about 6 minutes left in the session. Yeah guys, so pretty interesting session going. So we're still following Matt at the moment. He's gonna have to do another lap. So Sanat is currently in the pits. Where is Beefy? He's about to start his hot lap right now. Let's follow Beefy around this track, on board with him. Maybe put a little bit pressure on him if he's watching the stream right now, just to see how well he's gonna do. So let's see. He does take turn 1 pretty well going. Sometimes get a little bit slippery going on to turn 2 and 3, but he has pretty good grip going on. I think he drives pretty well. He's a pretty fast guy, so I think he's gonna set a pretty good time. I'm estimating maybe gets into the top 5 here. Hopefully, if he does a really good lap. But we're gonna follow on board with him. These S's are just killers to just get through sometimes, I tell you. Especially when you hit those curves, it's not that easy. And he does come around now to the famous turn 10, which is always so easy to invalidate your lap with. And he does go across pretty well. I think he saved at least a quarter of a second to half a second by doing getting around the way he did there. So that's pretty good. He does use a lot of the curbs as much as he can going around these turns, so pretty interesting to see. It's not always easy to do that because I sometimes have a lot of trouble doing it. I try to avoid doing it. He does the purple sector 2, so that's going to be a pretty good lap going so far. I don't think he did purple sector 1, however. I wasn't paying attention to that one. But let's see how he does finish this lap here. We're coming down to the end of sector 3, the final turn now, going on to the pit straight. And let's see what kind of time Beefy is going to put in and how far up he does push himself. He's running on mediums though, by the way. So, and he does go a P11 with that time. He has 4 minutes left in the session. He can pull another lap off on these same tires if he wants to. I think he actually might have time to get in and get her back again if he does want to do that. I'm not sure, but it's going to be all a player strategy for these guys. They're going to be watching exactly what they do. We got Captain Infinity here running on his out lap, warming his tires up on that Renault. He's going to be going for it pretty soon. I have Sanat still in the pits. Ice Stream joined the session. Welcome, Ice Stream. He's still in the pits. So we have a completely full grid of 20 drivers in this session right now. This is going to be one heck of an interesting race to watch here at Bahrain. This evening or this afternoon, depends where you're joining us from. For my time, it's 4:25 p.m. It's afternoon for me. For a lot of these guys in the UK, it's going to be evening for them. So wherever you're joining us from across the world, welcome on to the stream for PGL Bahrain Grand Prix for their Wednesday race, as Captain Infinity is about to get started with his hot lap here. Just moving aside because someone who's getting by, that was Liam there. And Liam is currently in 12. Let's see if Liam was running a hot lap. I think he is, and let's see if he's going to get a better time. As he is in 12 right now, we can't keep an eye on him going. And Liam does, I think he moves up to all the way up to P3 with a 125.9. Now that is a pretty good time. So good job on Liam for getting all the way up there. Let's see what Captain Infinity can do, if he can get a better time than 127. I haven't seen Sanat or Ice Stream get out of the pits as yet. Oh, Ice Stream is out. I'm not sure why Sanat is not out making a time. I'm not sure if there's any sort of ban on him. Pure Blades, are you in the league? I'll let you know where I'm from later on. Don't worry, my friend. But I'm very glad you're enjoying the stream, especially with the way I talk. So hopefully it comes across clearly, because sometimes I do stumble when I talk, when I get a little bit excited watching these races. It's a lot of fun for me. Ghost Rider is out of the session. Not sure what happened to him. They're probably lost it or probably just retired. I'm not sure as yet. So that's 2 drivers out of qualifying. We have just 2 minutes left. So we still have 2 drivers yet to make time. Let's go down to Ice Stream and see what he invalidated that lap. That's messed up. So but he's gonna have to go again on those exact tires if he really wants to make a time, because there's not a lot of time left. He needs to cross the finish line before the 1 minute 52 seconds is up, or he cannot make another lap time. But I think he has enough time to get around and do it. He's almost into sector 3 already. Yeah, he has more than enough time. He's not gonna have enough time to get into the pits and get her back, however, so he needs to get going here. So this is going to be his final lap going around. Let's switch to an overhead view. It's so much more interesting watching from this angle as the cars do go around. But I like to switch just to the onboard view sometimes, just so you guys can have a look at how this goes. So as it is at the moment, we have 20 drivers. 2 drivers are out of the session so far. So we're going to just wait until the final results table do come up and just see what the starter grid is going to look like. Oh, you're a friend of Maddie's. Oh, glad to have you on the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Where is Maddie right now? Maddie is, I think he's, where was he? I forgot where he is. I'm trying, there's so many names. Oh, there he is. He's in 14th. You're following along with Mr. Rage right now, who just did a purple sector 2. I think he invalidated though. But that was interesting to see. He was probably going for a fast. Oh, Irish just goes all the way up into P2. Good to see him up there. That's what I'm usually used to seeing, Irish. So he's a pretty good driver as well. I've seen him driving a lot of different races. Maddie is retired from the session. He's going to have to take the time that he has. Coming down to the end of qualifying here. So we're going to see how the final results pulls up. But as it stands, it is, well actually we're just going to leave it down to the end, because a lot of these guys, some of these guys are still running out on track, I think. The Ackerman seems to be still running. So does Captain Infinity, Beer, and James. I'm not sure. No, they haven't retired as yet. Or you're not in the league anymore? That's okay. That's fine. It's always fun to watch the races anyway for me. I mean, I do like racing with these guys sometimes, but I do enjoy streaming the races, so I tend to do that most of the time here. I currently only race in one league for one tier, so that's just about it for me, because just so I can get some track time in. But I still get to race a lot with all of these guys. Whenever they're doing practice sessions and I'm wrong, I usually get on with them and do a few runs. It's always fun, some friendly fun racing, and the guys are practicing as well. So that's always interesting, and it has helped me to get faster. So a lot of fun on my end. So we have come to the end of qualifying. Anyone currently on a lap will be able to finish that lap as the timer just counts down there, and then we will get the final result, get on to the race session. I think we're doing a formation lap. I'm not sure, but when we get there, I'll know before we do get started anyway, if we're doing that formation lap or not. Formation lap basically is just for the guys to warm the tires up before they get started in the race. I think if you put a setting to skip it, it just automatically, and Decrement goes up into P3 with that lap, a 125.7. Pretty good on him. So far it seems it's going to be Will in P1, Irish P2, Decrement starts P3, Mr. Rage goes P4, GS in P5, James P6, Liam P7, Beer P8, Mikey P9, Captain Infinity P10, Joel is 11, the Ghost Rider 12, Johnny 13, Beefy 14. Now I used to seeing Beefy down there, but he does usually work his way up the field, even starting all the way to the back. Maddie at P15, Scotty 16, Ice Stream works his way up to 17 during the session late. Glad to have him in. Jay is in 18, Sanat 19, no time, and Tang 20, didn't get a set of time. Hey Milan, glad to have you joining us. I wonder how fast Milan was going to be on Bahrain if he was here tonight with all the practice he's had so far. How many races has Milan done in Bahrain? I'm not even sure. Alright, so I'm just going to leave it there as we do come down to the end of the session, and we'll get it started with the race. This should be a pretty good one. I'm not sure which race is that in Milan. COS. I'm not sure which league you're going to be racing in there. Oh, I thought you got disconnected. Okay, guys, so start of this race, row 1, we're going to have Will and Irish starting there. Deckerman and Mr. Rage on the second row of the grid. GS 20 starting in P5, James P6, Liam P7, Beer P8, Mikey P9, Captain Infinity P10, Joel 11, Ghost Rider 12, Johnny Stokes 13, Beefy is 14, Matt is 15, Scotty 16, Ice Cream 17, Jay 18. Not even seeing Jay all the way down there as well. Disappointing me, Jay. And Sanat is 19 and Tang 20. No time from those two. That's a Haas and a pink Mercedes. So what cars are we out front? McLaren, Mercedes, and a Williams. So let's see what Irish can do down there in second. Probably be 10 fastest. I would love to see that. That'll probably be a bit fun for me to watch. But we'll see about that, don't worry. You'll probably have to get me connected with that league so I can just have a look at what you guys do sometimes. Alright guys, so we are about to get started here. So once again guys, this is the PGL Esports League, and they are on round 5 for their Wednesday race here at Bahrain. So calendar is a bit mixed up. I keep saying I have to set some stuff up and put it on the Facebook page of every league, their sponsors, whoever has sponsors, and their calendar and stuff. I'm just not finding the time to do it. Okay, so I'm just waiting to see if we're doing a formation lap or not. Doesn't matter, we're getting straight into the race if we're not doing one. Alright guys, so they're off on the formation lap. I know that because it says lap 0. So as the guys go around, let me just get some stuff. I'll leave it on position change as we get started on the race. So that is going to better help you guys understand who's gaining positions and who's losing positions, because there's always a mix-up of drivers going around on the first half a lap of the first lap anyway. So remember, the stats do get a bit mixed up on that leaderboard there as well. That issue still has not been fixed by Codemasters, so hopefully it does get fixed really soon though. So as it is, we have Will, Irish, and Decrement starting as the top 3. I want to see how well these guys are gonna do, and if we can, I think we should be able to see. Let's see what tires they're running on. So our top 9 cars are running on softs, and this is a 29 lap race, so we're gonna see what kind of strategy is gonna play out if they're doing a 2-stop on that. And then from 10th all the way to 19th is gonna be running on mediums, and Beer has chosen to go on hards. So I have quite a different player strategy from his end, so we're gonna see how well he does on that one. Okay, so the cars are going through sector 3 here now, so just about a few seconds, 20 seconds more at most to say here, and we're going to be getting started with the session. So let me just switch this back to position change, so we're going to know what's going to be happening down at the end, the start, sorry, of this race. There we go, that should be good enough. Oh, sorry, so take that one off. Don't want to block the view of what's happening on track. If anyone is streaming that race for you guys, Milan, shoot me the link. I'll have a look at it later. I want to see if anyone's really faster than you, or how many guys are faster than you. Or maybe I want to see you just under some pressure in a race finally. Alright guys, so we are about to get started here with the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here we go. It's fine. I was seriously missing the first lap of this race. It couldn't have gotten disconnected before we got into that. It usually get disconnected when we're doing that formation lap. Yeah, I would love to see that though. I still love to see the race. If anyone is streaming it for you guys, let me know. And don't worry guys, we're getting back on here any second now. We're probably gonna miss a few crashes and accidents if there was any, I'm not sure. Don't worry, I'll be getting this issue fixed myself if Codemasters can't fix it. Okay, so we are back on. Sorry about missing the first lap of the race. Hopefully we're not on a safety car. Everyone is running in the race still. We started with 20 drivers. Let's see what's going on here now. Are you kidding me with that? Alright, it does seem that everyone is still running in the race. And we're going to leave it on position change just for now as we go into lap 2 of the Bahrain Grand Prix here. And it seems that Will is running P1, Decrements to P2, Mikey running up to P3 now, Mr. Rage running P4. as Will is trying to get a seriously built off of all of these cars right now. Oh, and there goes Tang getting past Beefy. I think that is Beefy has already worked his way up pretty good on his end. Oh, and there is Irish trying to go for a move on Maddie. Didn't quite get it done. Had to hold back just a little bit there. Did put Maddie under a bit of a pressure, amount of pressure there though. Irish has lost quite a number of positions on the start of this race. I'm not sure what happened. We have a number of pit stops happening down at the back with Captain Infinity, J, Sanat, and GS20. So quite a few incidents happened on the first lap of the race, which we had to miss. Thank you, Verizon, for that. So Irish is a bit under pressure here by Beer as well, who started all the way down in 20th, all the way up into 10th now. So, and Tang started 12 positions down. He's up 12 positions right now, so he's going for driver of the day there if he can get it. We have Irish getting pretty close to Maddie here right now. A lot of close gaps on track right now. We're just going to try and follow as much as we can to most of them. I think Irish is seriously looking to get a move done to get up into 8th. Will with the fastest lap time. Race control has now enabled DRS, so we're probably going to see some serious more overtaking happen here, because the guys are now going to have overtake to use, plus have that DRS advantage. So the back of the grid here quite close together as we can see going, but not any accidents or any that stuff happening right now. Just switch back the tires and see how everyone is running. I think we do have a move. Yeah, we do. Someone trying to go for a move there. That was Ice Stream on Johnny Stokes. Ice Stream got, oh, and that is Johnny into the wall. He is out of the race. Oh, I'm not sure. Is he out? No, he just broke his front wing. He's not out of the race. He can still get in the pits and get out back. I'm not sure if he's going to retire that car or keep that going. We might have a safety car for that incident or a VSC. I'm not sure as yet. I'm waiting to see if we have a VSC. I don't see anything on the boards as yet, so it does seem we're still racing. Johnny Stokes disqualified from the session there, parked somewhere he shouldn't have been apparently. I'm not sure if that was a correct disqualification or what happened, but Johnny Stokes is out of the session, being put into that wall. Maddie is now out of this race as well. What has happened to his car? I'm not sure if the car is on track. I know that. Oh yeah, it is on track, and we should be seeing it. Oh, it's disappeared. We can't see it anymore. Anyway, let's get back to all the other cars on track here. Some pretty close gaps out in front. As Mr. Rage is trying for a move off of Mikey there, and has Liam for company coming behind him as well. Sector 2 and 3, yellow flag so far. We do have someone is off track right now. I'm not sure who that is. That might be a Williams off track. We're not sure as yet. He is getting back on track. He is fine. So Matt retired from the session, saying someone has collected me and hit the rear, which apparently retired him from the race. So maybe a minor glitch in the game causing him to be retired. He doesn't purposely retire from the race. But anyway, Matty, sorry to see you out of the race. Johnny as well, sorry to see you out of the race, man. That was a pretty nasty blow into that wall for him as well there. As we do continue racing though here with Will running 6 seconds out in front of Deckerman right now. So Deckerman having some serious problems catching up to Will, and I don't think he has any damage. Doesn't seem to have damage there. Doesn't have the pace to catch Will at the moment, who has free air out in front running right now. Yes, he does. That's a lot of free air. We have Mikey behind Deckerman, about 1 second behind, trying to get into the gap to just get some DRS range, and Mr. Rage going for it on Mikey into turn 1 here, trying to force him wide. Does get the move done, takes the racing line, gets back on track perfectly well there. Liam chasing down Mikey now. Oh, and that gap is so close, then he's going for it, going down into this turn here. Does get behind Mr. Ray, so he's gonna have to block him. He's gonna block him off just a little bit there and try to hold that P4. So some pretty good racing, defending and fighting off from these guys, trying to make some overtakes here. So our top guys are running pretty close. That is fighting for the P3 position here between Mr. Rage, Liam, and Mikey. Tang might get into this battle if he can get a little bit closer, but he has Beefy trying to catch up to him there as well. And Mr. Rage is catching Deckerman, but he's going to have to try and break that gap down under a second to at least get DRS and have a go at Deckerman right now. Deckerman running a pretty good race out in front in P2 right now, even though he's losing time to Will, who is now 6.7 seconds out in front. And they're both running on the same tires, so Will seems to have a lot more pace than Deckerman at the current time here right now. Mr. Rage now has that gap under a second, so let's see if he's going to be getting DRS, and he is going to be getting DRS, but I don't know if he's using overtake. He's not using any of it as yet, but is he going to get close enough coming down into turn 1 to get a move down on Deckerman? He doesn't seem to be that close. Even if he dive bombs it, it's not going to work. He's going to have to hold on behind, but he does get a lot closer to the rear end of that William car there. So that's a battle that's going to continue down into the session as we go on lap 6 of 29 right now. So Deckerman desperately trying to hold on to P2, and Mr. Rage has gotten that gap down to half a second now, and will be coming along to the DRS zones pretty soon. So, oh, and that is a Ferrari into the wall. That was Liam. Not sure how his car suddenly just went into that wall. That seemed kind of glitchy, but I'm not sure if someone touched him. And we do have a safety car right now. This is going to change things up for this race for sure, as we might see some pit stops happening right here on lap 6 of this race. Let's see who's going to go into the pits and who isn't as the guys continue to race. Remember, under the safety car, no one is allowed to overtake. Everyone is just going to have to catch up to the safety car queue until we get racing again. However, some of these guys are going to try and take advantage and make a free pit stop, because everyone is driving about 40% less of speed that they usually race with here. So it does save you a lot of time in the pit stop if you do make it now. However, if you have cars close behind, you are going to lose some positions. However, if the new tires that you go on, they're going to give you a lot more pace, people will tend to do it. So Liam is out of the session. I'm not entirely sure what happened. So Captain Infinity, drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So guys, you cannot speed under a safety car session. When under safety car, you cannot speed. You will get a penalty for doing so, even if it's a VSC. So we have pit stops happening out in front. Will is in the pit, Deckerman, Mr. Rage, Beefy all in the pit. Irish also in the pits right now. Everyone is changing tires, and Tang takes the lead. Tango does this, or let's go Tang. Tang 0348. So we're going to Tang. He takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix for now, running that big Mercedes here. I think he was way further down the field. And as we're on that, we can just go back here. So let's keep that on interval, and let's go back to position 2. Oh, and Tang is up 17 positions from where he started in this race. We have Will, who has only lost one position here. He came out back in P2 after pitting under the safety car there. So he's still holding P2. Deckerman running still in, or at least running P3 now. He was running P2. All of these guys are down a position. Mr. Rage down to P4. iStream up into P5 in that Renault there now. He has gained 14 positions so far. Mikey has gained 2 positions. He's in P6. Beefy gained 6 positions. He's now running P7. So he was running a lot further down the field. And we have Irish, who is currently running 8. He started way up in the field in P2. He's lost 6 positions in this race so far. Scotty there in 9th. Gained 6 positions. Ghost Rider gained 1 position. He's running 10. Captain Infinity lost 2. GS20 lost 7. James lost 7. And Joel lost 4 positions. Beer has gained 5 positions. Started down at the back in 20th, I know. Jay started 18th, I think it was. Or maybe it was right there in 16th. And Sanat in 7th. No, they started right there, and they're where they're at right now. So that's how it goes so far. We're still under the safety car, as we're going to get back racing pretty soon, maybe in another lap's time. But it has been a pretty interesting start to the Bahrain Grand Prix so far, guys, and a lot of viewership on the live stream so far. Thank you guys, all guys, for watching and joining onto the stream. Share the stream link as much as you can, guys. We get everyone from every league watching, and everyone from around the world watching everyone racing here. These guys do put on a good show, so Let's do support them. If you have a driver you're supporting, just shout it out in the live stream chat. I'll call it out for you, no problem. So we think we're gonna have to go at least another lap under the safety car before we get racing again, or we might be getting racing under by the end of this lap. We'll see. But we'll have a race control graphics under the screen on the left hand side at the bottom, showing us pretty soon if we're gonna get back racing as we do come to the end of this lap. Well, in just a bit. We're still in sector 1 going, as we do follow all the cars around. So some of these guys new to me, as I said before in the stream. Some of these guys I've seen racing before, but you know, a lot of these guys are pretty fast. Will, I'm pretty impressed with his driving. I haven't seen him drive before, but he is a driver here that has some serious pace, race pace, that is, in terms of, you know, this track. I'm not sure if he's going to carry that into the other races, but he probably will. I haven't, just because I haven't seen a race before, but I'm pretty impressed with his driving. A lot of these other guys here as well, they did pretty well in qualifying. Deckerman's been doing pretty well. I think this is the second race I'm seeing him in, and he's driving pretty well. So I can say that these guys are not clean racers. They're all clean. We have a pretty clean race so far. We've lost 3 drivers from the race. That's Liam, Maddie, and Johnny. Liam went into a wall. Johnny went into a wall. I'm not sure if anybody glitched, had some sort of glitch happening with them. Maddie was out of the session there as well. So 3 drivers out. We still have 17 drivers remaining in this race, so it should prove for an interesting session. As we do keep going around, we're going to just follow the field as they go. Coming into sector 3 now, we should be having a graphic showing if the safety car is going to be coming in this lap. The car should have been cleared on the track by now, so hopefully we are going to get racing here pretty soon. It doesn't seem like we are getting back racing as yet. We might have to go one more lap under the safety car, and this is just pure torture for the drivers on track right now because tires are getting cold. Everyone wants to get back racing and avoid any, you know, incidents during a safety car because it's so easy to hit the car in front of you when you're under a safety car regulation going. I've done it many times. I've said it on every stream I had a safety car. I've done it so many times. And we did have iStream making a pit stop there. He's going to drop all the way down to the back in 17th. Hopefully, I think he's coming out on softs probably. So he's going to have some serious pace to catch up back to these guys out in front. So a lot of drivers have made their pit stops already, as we're going to have a look at that here now. So stops. Everyone seems to have made at least one stop here. Some of the guys made 2 stops because we did have some incidents happen at the start of this race. So some of the drivers had to pit at that point. But the only driver who hasn't taken a pit stop as yet, I think, is Tang, who is currently running out in front. He got out in front because of the cars out in front, pitted under the safety car, and he just took over the lead of this race. But he is running, and let's see what that is, on 8-lap on medium. So definitely he's going to have to pit at some point in this race. And it does look like he's doing a one-stop, so hopefully that one-stop strategy works for him. But I'm not so sure he's going to be able to keep the lead of this race because starting back under the safety car, we have Will, Deckerman, and Mr. H, Mikey, Beefy, Irish, Scotty. All these guys are all pretty fast, running all right behind him, and they're going to be gunning for getting at least one position up on, because he's going to have to pit at some point in the next few laps. So, because those tires are not going to hold. Of course, we have Mr. Rage, Deckerman, and Will all running on hards, which means they're gunning for going all the way to the end of this race. So if they can, I think it's possible for them to do that, and it's going to be safety car in this lap, and we get back to racing. So we're going to see how well that goes. And Berusia with a 5-second penalty for severe collision with Jay Hartnell. And that's what I was just talking about, guys. Those kind of things tend to happen when you're running too long under a safety car. You tend to end up just trying to follow the car in front of you too closely and end up having an accident and losing part of your front wing. Now that's going to cause those guys there, if I think between Beer and Jay, somebody probably took some damage, as we do seem to be we're getting back racing here now. Let's see how turn 1 is going to go. Let's see, Will is probably going to try and have a go at Tang at some point here. Minor dive bomb into that turn for either Captain Infinity has spun. He did try a little bit of a dive bomb there. Didn't work out too well for him. Oh, and somebody losing it here. Into the wall goes Mikey. He was battling out for position with Mr. Ray, so Mr. Ray has spun as well. Both of them trying to get back on track, falling all way back behind. That is Joel and GS20 getting into it. GS20 taking on the inside, going with the severe contact there. Someone have got damage over that, and they're gonna go into turn 10. Let's see how that's gonna go as Joel is taking it on the inside, trying to get the move done, not be able to hold it, and we have, I think there's Beer coming down behind them. It's a three-way battle going down into this turn. This doesn't look like it's going to end well between these two guys here right now, as Beer is having a really good view, hoping these guys take each other out in the next few corners. And Beer is going to have a go on GS20 there, because he did go a little wide on that. Ice Stream moves up a position. I wonder if GS20 has some damage of the incidents that happened. He might have had that, I'm not so sure as yet. Oh, and Beer comes out to the side. He is going for a move and seems to have gathered it done, taking it. Oh, did go a little wide. Left some room for Joel to come back at him, but he does keep the lead of P9 going. We have some action happening out in front here though, between Tang and Will right now. Deckerman trying to get into that battle, or he might just be waiting for one of them to take each other out here, because Tang is going to try to hold that lead as long as he can. But of course, Will being on fresher tires, of course it's hard, but Will does have a lot of pace on this track, so he's definitely going to be able to catch Tang and get past him here pretty soon. I'm anticipating that's going to happen. And Deckerman is going to be trailing Will, trying to catch him as fast as he can. Of course, I think Deckerman is going to be hoping Tang can hold Will behind him so he can have some time to catch up, because Will does have a lot more pace than Deckerman. So Deckerman is going to be happy about Will getting held up by Tang here. And we got Irish getting chasing down Beefy right now. Let's see if Irish can get a move done on Beefy. I'm not so sure how close he can get. Some very close gaps down at the back here. Someone going into the pit, so that was Captain Infinity. 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not good. We got Beer getting past Ghost Rider there, going up into 7th now. So still a pretty close gap out in front between Will and Tang, and Deckerman's desperately trying to keep that gap under a second right now between himself and Will, so he can get a go. If Deckerman tries to have a go at Tang as well, he's going to want to get past at the same time, just try not to be held up by Tang, who's definitely going to have to pit at some point in this race and go on to hards, at least finish. Well, he's going to have some serious problems trying to hold Will up here, because he's holding up the entire field if he doesn't have the pace to, get ahead and keep a gap between himself and Will. And I think Will is about to get a good go at him. Coming down the pit straight most likely is what's going to be happening, because he's holding on to as much overtake as he has, and he's definitely going to be getting DRS going on that pit straight now. And there he goes. He's going to have DRS. He's going to have his overtake. He's probably going to use it all, and he is using it all. He's going to go for a move, and let's see how close this is going to be. Tang moving to the side, probably trying to just give him some room or block him. We're not sure, but he's just giving the room. Let him go, because he knows he has the pace, and he can't hold off Will much longer. He is trying to fight back just a little bit there if he can. I think we have Irish and Beefy going at it here. Yeah, Beefy is very close. Irish got past Beefy here. So Irish is off the P4. Beefy is trying it on the inside. I'm not sure. Oh, can't get it done. Has to hold back just a little bit on that one there. Gonna have to stay in P5 for now. We have GS20 trying to catch Ice Stream right now. Ice Stream also getting pretty close to Ghost Rider out in front. So let's see if this is going to be a three-way battle for between 9th, 10th, and 11th here. Oh, and someone goes wide. That was Ghost Rider going wide. Lost the position to Ice Stream. Ice Stream moves up into 9th. As they go around turn 10. Ghost Rider just trying to hold it together there. GS20 is going to have a go at him. Going down to turn 11. And he does hold it. I think Ghost Rider is trying to come back at GS20, but not getting a good go at it around these turns either. So he's going to have to hope to get it down in the pit straight. There's someone off track. I think that's what Mr. Rage is out of the race. Something has happened to Mr. Rage. We're not sure what happened as yet. Definitely not a good overtaking part of this track to do it on that final turn there going on to the pit straight. But the pit straight going down to turn 1 is the best place if you can get a good run. And let's see if he's going to get that done. Also being chased by James coming down. Oh, not James, sorry. Oh yeah, it is James coming down at the back. So that was 3 cars going through turn 1 at the same time. James pushes Ghost Rider just a little bit to the side, going there. And and interesting to see, we have Irish all the way up into P2 now, 4 seconds behind Will. Deckerman is less than a second behind Irish. Now let's see what's happening out front here. So Deckerman running into P3 now because Irish is now up into P2. Running a pretty good race, I gotta say, on his end. Beefy is running P4 behind Deckerman. Has better tires. Let's see if we can actually catch him now though. Of course, Deckerman is a little more worried about catching Irish than he is worried about Beefy catching him down at the back. So we're halfway through this race here at Bahrain with PGL Esports, and we're having a pretty damn good race, if I may say so myself. We started with 20 drivers. We're only left with 15 drivers right now. Mr. Ray, Jay Hartnell. Oh, and Jay is out of it. I did not even see that. So Mr. Ray, Jay, Liam, Maddie, and Johnny all out of the race. As I don't think any of these top 3 are close enough to each other to get a move done. Sorry, between 2, 3, and 4th here. But they're all under a second, or trying to keep that gap under a second as much as they can. Pretty close gap between, oh, and here's Ice Stream and Joel going for it. I think Joel got past Ice Stream there. GS20 just lost the position to Tang, who was running out front before we ended up the safety car, but he is now down into 11th after his pit stop. Let's see if Ice Stream can come back at Joel coming to the next few corners here. I'm not sure if he has enough straight line speed in that Renault, or even enough pace in that Renault to catch the pink Mercedes right now. I got Beer getting really close to Scotty right now. Scotty is trying to defend himself and keep Beer behind. Let's see who has the better pace coming down to the straights running. Because straight line speed does matter a lot here at Bahrain, especially if you're not that good at overtaking or taking some of the corners. Ice Stream with a 3-second penalty, so penalties are going to play themselves out down at the end of the race. Oh, and these guys getting very close. Beer locking his tires up just a little bit, trying to hold it from getting into Scotty's car. So let's see if he can have a go. Has DRS going, but I'm not sure if he's going to have to dive bomb it or I don't think he's close enough to get a move done. He's going to have to hold it behind Scotty for now. Getting pretty close though. He might be getting DRS. Yeah, he is getting DRS on this occasion here, going down this straight. Let's see if he can get a move done as they do come around. It's going to be a tricky one as Scotty moves to the right and blocks him up just a little bit. Not enough room to go. Oh, and Scotty locks up a bit, as losing some time as well. Getting a bit unstable as Beer is going to go for the move. Into the essence they go, and Beer gets it done, holds that position. Scotty's going to have to hold on to P6 for now. That was a pretty fun battle to watch there. Sanat running at 13th right now. We got Ice Stream chasing down Joel right now, going into turn 10. Let's see who gets a better exit. They both seem to have taken this almost the same line going through. Of course, Ice Stream has DRS over Joel and might get DRS coming down to the pit straight as well. Doesn't have a lot of overtake to use, so that's going to be interesting to see if he can actually have enough straight line speed or enough pace to catch him and get past by going into turn 1 of lap 17. Gap out in front is increasing between Will and Irish right now. 5.1 seconds is that gap, and it's still less than a second between Irish and Deckerman, which means Deckerman is doing a pretty good job chasing down Irish along the track right now and trying to keep Beefy over a second behind, because Beefy is 1.6 seconds behind Deckerman right now. As it looks like Joel was going into the pit, but no, it is not. Just keeping to the right side of the track. Doesn't want to give Ice Stream a slipstream. Going down with the turn 1, I guess. Ice Stream does get pretty close here on this occasion, though. He's going to have to go at him at some point here. Getting DRS coming down to this section here. I have James is in the pits right now. Let's get out front and watch a battle between Deckerman and Irish right now, as these two are going to be fighting out down to the end of the race, I assume here, guys. We're on lap 17 right now. So it had been a lot of fun battles on this race so far, especially having a full grid of drivers starting the race. It was a lot of fun. It's so sad to see a lot of drivers out of the race. 5 drivers out of the race, but we still have 15 guys driving, and they're doing extremely well, if I must say so myself, because I'm really enjoying watching these guys running this track here right now. So that gap is now up to 5.5 seconds between Will and Irish. Deckerman still keeping the gap under a second, trying to keep getting DRS to get a go on Irish here, and he is getting DRS. Does have a little bit of overtake he could use, but is not using it, probably saving it up just a little bit more so he can have a pretty good go at Irish, because Irish has a lot of straight line speed here as well. Oh, and Deckerman loses a lot of time. Their tires are probably getting a little bit worn here now. But it's only lap 10 on these tires. They're going to have to push it all the way to the end here now with them. Another 10 laps, hopefully he can try and push it. But Deckerman losing a significant amount of time. The gap moving from under a second now to 2.1 seconds behind Deckerman. Of course, Will is doing a great job in front of Irish, keeping that gap going up all the time. It's now up to 6 seconds. And let's see what's happening down at the back. Sanat is out of the race. What has happened to him? I'm not sure what has happened to Sanat, but Sanat is another driver out of the race session here. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 3. As we have Joel chasing down Tang right now. One of the closest gap I think we have at the moment. Oh no, we do have another one here where we have Scotty chasing down Birusha. So Birusha's gonna have to try and defend as much as he can right now. As Scotty is about to get DRS going on Beer, and let's see if he can get a move done coming down to the turn 1 here, and he looks like he might be able to. Oh. Alright guys, so we're getting back on any second now, and we should get back to racing. I think we should be on lap 18 or 19 maybe? I forgot where we were, but we'll get back on now. Okay, so we're back on. So it does look like Ghost Rider has somehow got to the front of the grid right now, if that graphic is correct. We're gonna have a look at a second. So somehow Ghost Rider is out in front. I'm not sure what the gap is here or how this has happened. So 14 drivers left in the session. Oh yeah, that graphics was not correct. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, getting back to the correct order here now. It is Will out in front with Irish running P2 right now. Declan running P3, Beaky running P4, Scotty running P5, Birush running P6, Tang running 7, Ghost Rider running 8, Captain Infinity running 9th, GS20 running 10, Joe running 11, Ice Stream 12, James is 13th, and Mikey is 14th. As we do get the gaps that are currently on track. Let's see, GS is running on Captain Infinity, trying to get the move done. He might be able to get it. He has DRS. And Captain Infinity is not close enough to get a move back done. Let's see what's out in front. We did pass. I think a move was about to be done somewhere here. I think Tang, oh, they're in the pits. So Beefy and Tang running here. Beefy is so close to Deckerman. Let's see if Beefy can get. He's using overtake, whatever he has left of overtake, and when DRS trying to catch Deckerman. Deckerman's trying to hold on to P3 right now. James is now out of the session. I'm not sure what has happened to him there. If we can see his car, I think his car is stuck down after the final turn here. We might be able to see it. Let's have a look. There is his car down on the pit wall there. Not sure what happened to James. Might have been some incident. I'm not sure if we're having a... No safety car. We're still going. So close gap between Joel and Ice Stream and Captain Infinity right now. I think Joel is about to get a go on Captain Infinity. Going into turn 10, takes it on the inside. Didn't even cut the track. Got it done quite neatly. I'm just going to hold that into P9. Captain Infinity has to stay in P10. Ice Stream running P11 behind his teammate there. Trying for a move on his teammate. Going on the inside on that turn. That is a dangerous turn to even try that on him. But he did get it done without either of them losing any time. Does seem that Ice Stream might be the faster Renault driver here, but let's see if he has the pace to catch Joel and get a move done on him. If Joel does make any silly mistakes in his driving right now, I think Ice Stream is going to be able to get him as he has DRS going. And that was some sort of glitch on track with a half-broken car or something. And Captain Infinity is out of the race. What has happened to his car? I'm not sure as yet. Drivers are getting out of this race. I'm not sure what's going on. I think we're having glitches happening or not. There's someone's car stuck on the grid there for some reason. So 12 drivers now only left in the race. Let's move to where a gap is. I think we have a close gap between Tang and Scotty right now. So it does seem that we've been having some glitches from what I'm seeing in the Discord chat here right now. Okay, so it does seem that there was some glitch happening in the game, which is why we have so many drivers out of the session. So it's not entirely driver's fault here, as I think getting very close to that pit lane exit there as someone was coming out. Tang did get the move done, moving up into P4. Has a significant amount of time to catch up to Deckerman there now though, but with Scotty just behind him, also Beefy just behind him. I think Beefy was the one coming out of the pits. So A little bit of a dangerous driving from Tang there, getting so close to that pit wall exit, uh, and with a car coming out, so that could have been nasty, but it was fine so far. We still got the 12 drivers going, and let's see how well everyone finishes. We have Will running in P1 out there still, with a 13-second gap off of Irish New Potato here. So Irish running P2, Deckerman another 3 seconds behind. Deckerman is still struggling to catch up to Irish and get anything happening there. Tang is about 21 seconds behind these guys, so top three running their own race out in front, as they might be trying to push. They're definitely going to be pushing those hard tires down to the end of this race, because they're not going to pit again, but I think they would possibly have the time to pit and take on new tires if they need to, but I don't think they're going to do that. So Tang running P4, Scotty running P5, and Beefy running P6, trying desperately now to get Scotty into a corner here where he can get a move done. He's getting DRS coming down this section here. Scotty seems to be going in the pits, not going into the pits, just move to the right side of the track. That is Tang with the fastest lap, and Beefy is getting this move done quite comfortably, has the pace to do it, catching up to Tang now, who is in P4, and he might be going for that position before we get to the end of this race, running a lap 24 of 25. Scotty did have DRS going down on that equation, but just not close enough back to Beefy to get a move done as yet. The cars are going to be just a little bit evenly spaced out as we're coming down to the final few laps of the race here. Final 5 laps as it seems to be. Closest gap we have right now is between Beefy and Scotty. Beefy running P5, Scotty running P6. Beefy just got that move done on Scotty. He's now trying to catch Tang out in front about another 1.4 seconds, 1.3 seconds now that gap is. So Beefy, 1.12. Beefy is desperately trying to break that gap down, and he is doing a pretty good job of doing it. 1.2 seconds that gap. By the time we get to the pit straight, and he's going to get DRS and have a good go. Hopefully here, if he can get DRS. We're coming down to the activation point of that here pretty soon. The detection point, and that gap is 1 second. It's not under a second, so he's probably not going to get DRS. A little bit more, he would have gotten that under a second to get DRS on this occasion here. But let's see how much straight line speed he has going. There is a glitch on track on the right side screen if you did see it just a second ago. So he's getting pretty close to Tang here. Beefy is going to be finding it out to get P4. I don't think Beefy is going to want to take P5. I've seen him drive. And Beer just got up one position there off of Joel, who is now still trying to catch back Beefy. Trying to take the corner just a little bit better if he can get a better exit. But I think Beer got a way better exit as he blasts off further out in front. Gap is over a second now. We have Ghost Rider Mikey running way out in back here. Beer has a gap under a second between himself and GS20 right now. So he's definitely trying to catch up and get P7 here, get some more points. I love the overhead view of how the cars take that turn 10. Once again, guys, I hope everyone is enjoying the stream and enjoying the commentary. Thank you guys very much for joining the session. Do share this out as much as you can and get as much people watching as we can. I do like doing this, and you know, it's a lot of fun watching these guys drive. I think they enjoy watching back the stream as well, you know, to see what exactly was happening in the race. So, you know, good job on that. Please do remember, we have another league racing tomorrow. I think it's L2S League. They'll be racing at 9 p.m. BST time. That's UK time tomorrow. It'll be 4 p.m. my time, EST. So that should be another fun race to watch. As we have Beer going for a move on GS20, going down the straight. He looks like he's gonna get it done. I think I saw some front wing flying there. So carbon fiber, I'm not sure. But he got that move done. Moves up into P7. Is now going to chase down Scotty in the next 3 laps to see if he can get another move done. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. But Beer is a pretty fast driver. He might be able to get it done. Let's see how Beefy is doing out in front. The gap is 2.3 seconds between him and Tang right now. Deckerman still not able to break the gap down enough to get a move on Irish. So Irish might be finishing in P2. Tang has broken down the gap quite a lot here now and gotten the gap down to 14 seconds as it was up to 20 seconds between him and Deckerman. But I don't know if he has enough laps left to try and break that gap and to try and take away P3 from their command, or even put a challenge up there. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that. He might have to settle for P4. That is, if penalties are going to throw him back, and P3 will be taking P4, but we're going to see how that plays out coming down to the end of this session, as we're now running in lap 27 of 29. So just about just over 2 laps more to go here for the Bahrain Grand Prix with the PGL Esports League. So a pretty fun league, a lot of fun drivers. Beefy did tell me, they had a lot of fast drivers in this league. I've been itching to just stream a race for them. I was supposed to stream last week. Just a bit of not really miscommunication, just on my end, didn't get on, but unfortunate for that, but at least we did miss this week, and we're going to try and be here for next week as well. The same time, it's going to be 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. UK time. That's going to be the start of the race. And next week, Wednesday, they do have another race on Sundays as well, but I do race in another league on Sunday, so I'm not able to stream that one. So hopefully we can get that going pretty soon.